What a special teams play by the Eagles.
Right up the middle, Rosenberger from 8 yards out. Touchdown, Eagles.
Pick to the house.
Nelson Williams. He will take this all the way.
Oh, block punt by the Eagles. 4th and goal. Boom. No, sir. He will not get it.
What a great call by Coach Rodriguez.
Great return by Zachary Brooks. Great play by Austin Hill right there, number 5. He got the back. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're live in Cordova, Tennessee on the campus of ECS at Legends Field. Your 1-0 Eagles are hosting the HILLCREST Vikings. They've made the short trip over from Whitehaven tonight. I'm joined as always by Britton Wilkins. Thanks, Britton, for being with us again. Before we get started, this right out of the gate here, let's say thank you to our sponsors for making this happen. Last week, of course, in Nashville, could not have made that happen without them, Britton.
Well, yeah, this is the Sean Wilkins State Farm pregame show. So glad to have the pregame. Appreciate his sponsorship. PDG, one Dr. Clayton Floriani. Thank you for your support.
Absolutely.
Appreciate what you guys do. Also, tonight, James Stiles, the Stiles Law Firm, is going to be sponsoring our touchdown. So that'll be something that's new. Appreciate James joining us, ECS graduate. Their law firm is basically a law firm that can stay with you for your entire life. That's how they have positioned themselves. So real estate, estate, basically anything that you need, they want to stay with you from the time of your purchasing your first home all the way through. So great concept. Local, Germantown, again, ECS graduate. Benny James, Darren Wilkes, another ECS graduate. We've got you covered tonight on HVAC, plumbing, appliance repair. Appreciate Darren, been with us for 2 years. Bank 3, Scott House, vice chairman of the board here, a seasoned group of bankers that started a bank about 3 years ago, so appreciate Scott and Bank 3 being with us. Ortho Memphis, David Dabbs and Jen Dorman, of course, our trainers. So Ortho Memphis sponsoring us. Appreciate Marty Scruggs and that group for supporting us and coming on this year. Also, 2 new ones from this last week. So Strategic Financial Group, Hamp Holcomb, an ECS parent, former board member. Bill Edwards, former ECS student and standout at the University of Memphis, and played some professional baseball. Still involved in the program here and a parent. Chandler Gagnon, one of the most decorated soccer players ever at ECS, and then also Barrett Jones, one of the most decorated football players at ECS. So we've got 3 sports covered there, and then you got Hamp. Well, Hamp makes up for like multiple people in himself. So
he's the brains.
Thanks for coming on. I'm going to let that hang. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate you guys joining us. Also new this week, Tim Wilson, Compliance Associates. So appreciate Tim coming on, supporting current ECS dad. Got 2 boys here. And Tim does environmental work with gas stations and commercial buildings. So we would love for you to reach out to our sponsors and let them know that you heard about them and appreciate their support. So we would love for you to, again, to reach out to those folks and just tell them you appreciate what they do and send them some business. So that would be great. So appreciate all of our sponsors.
That's right.
So you want to talk about Webb?
We do, and just one point about the sponsors. We feel like this live stream can, as it's doing now, is impact our program, impact our school. So it's just another vehicle that we've tried to start up or maybe bring back again.
Bring back. It went on several years.
And we just feel like it can do that, and people are beginning to kind of catch the vision. And so we're thankful for them. Every week, 1 or 2 people are joining us, so we'd like you to join us as well. Let's talk about Webb. Let's talk about a huge victory on the road in Nashville. Webb was ranked number 5. We went in unranked. So as the polls would show, that was a upset. I don't know that we necessarily thought it was an upset. We felt like we had a good team going in. A lot of guys, underclassmen, moving up, making that role as a starter this year. So we just, or for me, I'll speak for myself, I didn't know if we would come together and gel as a unit the first game of the year. I thought that might be 2, 3, 4th game into the year once we got into conference play. But we'll get to the second half. But, boy, that showed it. We came together as a team. After the game, all I heard was, boy, the team. That was a common theme. So, yeah, a great victory coming back here tonight, against the HILLCREST, not a conference foe. I hope we can get up for the game. Hillcrest has some good players, so I hope we don't lose the what's the word I'm looking for?
The momentum.
Yeah, the momentum and just the focus. So that's why we have great coaches to do that, though. So, yeah, first half of the Webb game, they hit us in the mouth the first play.
Yeah,
literally.
First play, line of scrimmage.
80 yards.
80 yards, yeah.
We all kind of
and that was one of the things that Jonas had talked about was they had a couple skilled guys, had the ability to make and break the big play, and they did. So what I thought was great was our team showed a lot of heart, a lot of courage just to come back after that first big play, to go down 7-0 really essentially the first play from the line of scrimmage.
That's right. And I've watched the play probably 3 or 4 times. We were in position. We had it covered. The running back extremely fast dipped inside, and so we kind of lost leverage because we thought he was going to cut up, and then he kind of immediately came back to the outside. And once that happened, our defensive end, our outside linebacker got hooked, and we couldn't get out. So
with that kind of speed, it's hard to
It is.
hard
You can't
to
catch up with him. You can't catch up with him.
So a couple things I thought were good last week. Our defense shut them out the whole second half. So we gave up 10 points in the first half. We shut them out in the second half. Also, the offense, they really shut us out in the first half, but the offense picked up a touchdown in each quarter of that game. We missed one of the extra points. We also missed a field goal.
That's right.
And we were playing on college uprights, which makes a difference.
That's
They're
right.
a little bit tighter. So I did confirm that. They're a little bit tighter. So I honestly think both of those kicks would have been good if we had been on a high school field. So what I love about that is coming into this game, defense shuts them out in the second half. Offense puts 2 touchdowns on the board in the second half. That's great momentum coming into this game. So I think that gives our guys a lot of confidence. Webb was really good, and Jonas said to us this week, one of the things he realizes if they don't get the ball back, it's difficult for them to score, and that was true. In the second half, I think Webb only had the ball 10 or 11 plays in the entire second half. So
yeah, and when they had it, they were pretty much forced. Well, at the end of the game, they were forced to pass, and we knew that with not much time on the clock because we didn't give the ball back to them. So anyway, I go back to we go down 7-0, first play out of the gate, and then we kind of missed some opportunities, long passes down to the 2 or 3 yard line, didn't get in. Guys are kind of
inside the 5 yard line.
Inside the 5 yard line twice. We
come away with no points.
That's right. I'll segue to saying that's when you know you've got good coaches. They didn't let us get down. They didn't let us lose sight of what we were doing. We didn't lose focus. Went at a halftime behind, came back out with a game plan, knew exactly what we wanted to do. That was run the ball between the tackles, be that.
Yeah, how many plays was it? Consecutive plays between the tackles?
It was 20-something tackles, I think John Ozier said. So between
20, John just confirmed 20 plays between the tackles in the second half.
So
that's amazing.
That's what I call being focused, knowing what your team can do, and they did it. And not to mention, again, the 5th-ranked team in the state.
Well, and anybody that watches that film is going to have to honor the interior run. What that does is automatically, because they have to put more men in the box or make sure they're sound inside the box, that begins to open up the outside running game.
That's right.
And then, of course, the passing game. So,
that's right.
But play action now, play action dive up the middle, they've got to honor it because we executed so well last week.
We did. Great offensive line play. Great fullback play. I mean, time after time we're hitting those blocks. Alan Bowden, Evan Lockhart. Great tailback play. Rosenberger over 100 yards again.
Yep, over 100 yards.
Joseph,
149 yards, which we talked about this last week. The games last year, we had 4 victories. 5 games Rosie had over 100 yards.
Right.
The only game we didn't win where he rushed for over 100 yards was the St. George's game, which we lost with about 2 minutes to go.
That's right.
Against a phenomenal St. George's team last year.
That's right. And don't forget the fact that Joseph Welch, number 10, hasn't played football in a year and a half. So now he's back. I mean, first game on the road, he throws a touchdown with 4 minutes to go in the game, 4th down and 6 or 7 to go.
Big play.
People are at his feet. They've blitzed, and he stands in the pocket, delivers a strike to Jacob Epperson. We go up 12-10. Of course, kick the extra point to make it 13-10. So just a lot of poise, a lot of positives overall for the team. So looking to tonight, Britton, as we bring those positives here against Hillcrest, number one, we got to maintain the focus. I know the coaches have probably talk to them about that. But Hillcrest, I'm telling you, I've seen them on film. I've watched them against Christian Brothers, and the quarterback is very elusive. He's a good ball player. He's got some experience. This is not his first year to start. He can throw the ball well. He can definitely run. I do expect him to get loose on some plays that may even break down in the backfield and pick up some yardage, maybe some third and longs that he'll run. So I think we just got to keep contained. Don't let him make the big one. So.
Yeah, I think that'll be one of the keys when you play. This is a very athletic team, physical. I would say that we're going to be favored tonight, but this team we can't take for granted.
That's right.
Because they've got a lot of really good athletes. So I'm sure we'll see some evidence of that. I mean, we saw it last week with Webb. In high school football, a couple of key players make a huge difference.
That's right.
It starts to level out in college.
And speed at that.
Yes.
If those two have speed.
Well, and as you said, this quarterback has speed, another returning starter. So
last week, I don't know of many, but I do know Jarrett Smith went down with an injury, and so he won't be with us tonight. Kind of a lingering injury from, a couple shoulder issues, but he's going to be taking the night off tonight. So that's one thing we hope tonight, come out of this injury-free, play a great game, get some great reps, put them away early, and stay away from injuries. And I think the coaches will be happy with that, and then we'll go into next week. So anyway, Britton, that's going to wrap it up for our pregame show. About to do the pledge and the invocation. We'll shoot this film back out to the field, and then we'll be right back with you.
Thanks, Sean Wilkins, State Farm, for
yes,
sponsoring.
sir. Welcome back to Legends Field. We're going to have quite a entrance here, looks like, from the student body cheerleaders. We've got the lower school cheerleaders and the varsity cheerleaders getting ready to bring in the team.
Clayton, it's 86 degrees here for those who are watching. It's 86 degrees. The great thing about it today has been it's been phenomenal. It's 48% humidity. So only 48% humidity. This is going to feel a lot cooler than what we're used to. So it was hotter than this last week in Nashville.
Your captains for the night, number 53, Cody Ashmore, number 17, Jacob Epperson, and number 57, Tyler Giles, as the team gets ready to come through the gate. Nice crowd on hand tonight. Student body is hosting a whiteout, so we got a lot of folks in the stands leaving the Cardinal at home and wearing the white tonight. We had a couple of post-game interviews this past week that we would like to get to after the Webb win that was really exciting on the field. We'll get those queued up and see if we can't bring those to you. One of the biggest ones was Carson Gagnon. Carson was up for Player of the Week, Shelby County. 2 interceptions on the night, 10 tackles. Just a fantastic night on defense. Carson Gagnon. Carson, they didn't throw the ball much. They ran the ball quite a bit. Those jet sweeps early hurt us a little bit, the deep ball. Tell us what you saw that last play, the interception that basically sealed it for us tonight.
Well, I read my key, like the coaches always say, and I saw him going deep, and I just said, got to go up and get the ball. Great
play. You turned your head right at the last minute. It was fantastic. Congratulations on the win. Enjoy the trip back home.
Thank you.
Carson Gagnon. Carson, they didn't throw the ball much. They ran the ball quite a bit. Those jet sweeps early hurt us a little bit, the deep ball. Tell us what you saw that last play, the interception that basically sealed it for us tonight.
Well, I read my key, like the coaches always say, and I saw him going deep, and I just said, got to go up and get the ball.
Great play, Alan Bowden, number 27. Alan didn't come out of the game much. Outside linebacker, fullback, great blocks tonight. Tell me a little bit what you saw out there as far as offense and defense.
Well, we knew coming out to the game they were going to have a lot of speed, and they got to his first play, but we stuffed them the rest of the game, and we never gave up. We never gave up. We came and hit them in the second half.
What was the secret to that spread play, that little stretch play that you guys shut down, being outside linebacker? You kind of strung it out.
Being outside linebacker, we had to set the edge and make the ball cut inside where all the help was.
Well, that's what you did, so it worked out great, Alan. Enjoy the ride home. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Go Eagles.
Here with Alan Bowden. That was Alan Bowden and Carson Gagnon, 2 guys that played one heck of a game. Bowden going both ways and Gagnon going both ways. I'm not sure how many tackles Bowden had on the night, but I know at fullback he was carrying a big load. That was one of the big reasons allowed Rosenberger to have such a great night, along with that offensive line.
We talked last week, Clayton, about Rosenberger and, again, the games where he rushed for over 100 yards. Last year, he had a total of almost 900 yards, 858 yards rushing last year, 5 games over 100 yards. Also was the 3rd leading tackler for the Eagles last year, which was, so obviously him playing both ways. He had over 100 yards again.
And here come your
week.
Eagles. Nice pep squad leading them out. Britton, let's talk about the coaching staff real quick. Give those guys a little time on the air here. Coach Jonas Rodriguez, of course, the head coach reigning from Nashville, Tennessee. This is his sophomore year, his 2nd year as head coach.
Well, Coach did a great job last year, coming in, putting in a new offense and defense, working with a little bit of a smaller staff. And I thought that he just did a phenomenal job.
He did.
Last year. And then this year he's added several folks to the staff. Of course, Trey Adams is new. Hardy Buck is new. Manuel Burton back from last year. Coach Rue, Omar Ruvalcaba. Sorry, Coach. I think I just messed that up. Ben Todd, also new. And then Scott Vogel back from last year. And then again, another newcomer this year, but his third time at ECS, Steve Williford. So really glad to have him back. Again, this is his third time at ECS. Very well-respected coach in this community and just does a great job. So a lot of these coaches have college experience, which is fantastic, playing at SEC schools and University of Memphis and several well, let's see, Trey Adams is an ECS graduate, and Ben Todd is an ECS graduate. So 2 ECS graduates on that.
Coach Williford's
crew.
Kids went here as well.
So an ECS parent.
Everyone's connected, sort of, in some way. Eagles getting ready to kick it off. Chandler Karn, number 46, getting ready to tee it up. HILLCREST receiving the ball this first half. The Eagles will get it in the third quarter. I'd like to thank Spencer Tartare for being with us tonight. Chris Cochran, also Nathan Marock again, and John Ozier, our spotter and statistician. Could not do it without those guys. This is not a one-man operation. Glad you're here. Here goes Karn. Nice kick. That's going to get it to the end zone most likely. No way he'll bring that back out. Automatic touchback back to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, last week I referred to Chris Cochran as Chris Corcoran, so I need to apologize, Chris. I work with a guy named Chris Corcoran. So listening back, I realized that I messed up. I also apparently called Carson Gagnon Chandler, which I know Chandler. He's played here before, but he's not currently here.
Yeah.
So that was impressive.
And we got a mention right as we popped out of the press box before the pregame show that Ethan Lockhart's uncle,
Gerald Laney, is missing tonight.
But I'm not against it necessarily because he's still watching the game. That's right. He's helping our subscribers.
We kind of wish you were here, Gerald. That's all we're going to say about that.
Eagles come out in traditional 3-4 defense. That's a classic Rodriguez. Boy, out of the gate, long pass. Jacob Epperson defending that play. That'll be incomplete. Bring up 2nd down and 10.
Well, he was open. He had a step on the Eagle cornerback, but he couldn't twist his body the right way to haul that one in.
Definitely nice speed because he got down the field quickly, and the quarterback got back quick and released the ball.
We've got good speed at the cornerback position this year.
Nice run-off tackle. Ethan Saunders, Austin Hill come in to make the tackle off that right side, middle linebacker and outside linebackers. 3rd down and 5. I tell you, Britton, that was a nice little run-off tackle. Missed maybe, could have wrapped him up a little earlier, but brought him down after a gain of 5.
Line did a good job of stretching the play out. We talked about that last week.
Shotgun formation, kind of a twins backfield. Little fake handoff, bootleg. Austin Hill, nice play, just couldn't execute. He was wide open there. That would have been a 1st down. Austin Hill did a great job getting in his face, but that's a great play call by HILLCREST.
In the pregame, we talked about the fact they have some skilled guys, and we've already seen it. We had a step on us on a first pass play, and then right there, that play would have been good for a 1st down. I don't think he would have gotten much more yardage, but would have been good enough for a 1st down, but they weren't able to execute. So we've already seen which Coach Rodriguez talked about this week, their athleticism.
That's right. Jacob Epperson, cornerback, actually a safety. You'll see him split high to the field. Peter Nern, number 13, down at the bottom of your field. Dawson Williams,
short punt.
Kind of a shank off the side. That's going to land right in the cheerleader section. I'm not sure he didn't get maybe 5 or 10 yards on that punt.
That was officially a 7-yard punt from line of scrimmage. That's fortunate field position for the Eagles to start their first drive of this game.
Joseph Welch, number 10, back at quarterback for your Eagles. Alan Bowden, your fullback. Matthew McMeans will be dotting the I as a tailback. Rosenberger going to get a break this first part of the night at least. Stretch play to the left side. Dietrich Pennington opening up the big hole for McMeans. Gain of about 12 down to the 19-yard line.
Well, it's great to see McMeans back in there. He had a couple of really good runs last week, and I think it'd be nice too to give Rosenberger a break. If we can keep him out of this game, I think that's good for the health of our team. And McMeans showed last week he's very capable.
That's right. Left tackle Dietrich Pennington, left guard Cody Ashmore, Josiah Tingley your center, Tyler Giles right guard. Excuse me, Cody Ashmore is your right tackle. Left guard is Josh Hartsuff. Handoff, right side. Greenwood breaks the tackle. He may go in. Touchdown, Jalen Greenwood.
Touchdown, Eagles.
Number 24, Jalen Greenwood.
That's your first Stiles touchdown. Stiles Law Firm touchdown of the night. Hopefully the first of many.
Britton, just the same play off the right side that they just ran off the left. They kind of got behind Giles and Ashmore.
Well,
Preston Daniel, number 33, was tight end there, so nice block by Preston Daniel to get him to the outside.
Well, Jalen backed up Cameron last week. He had 12. Jalen had 12 rushes, 12 attempts last week. Matthew McMeans had 5. Both Jalen and Matthew averaged about 4 yards per carry. So great this year to have a couple of guys that can help out in addition to Rosenberger.
Welch on the hold, Corrin to kick. I'm not sure what the penalty flag was. Snap good, the hold is down, the kick is up. He kicked that one out on Macon Road.
Well, Joseph Welch on the hold.
So with 10:18 to go in the first quarter, your Eagles are up 7-0. We're going to have a little bit of trouble getting our down and distance. We'll probably have to speak that tonight. Hopefully next week we'll have an extra camera that'll be shooting the scoreboard. But until then, we'll keep you updated throughout the game.
Yeah, so Stiles Law Firm first touchdown of the game. Thanks, James Stiles. Well, that didn't take very long. When they spot you the ball, we started at the 25-yard line, about the 25, 35. So when they spot you the ball there, it certainly helps.
That's
so
right.
I like going up 7-0 so quick. Great defensive stop.
Corrin to kick off. Saunders and Bowden, your two wedge men. Lockhart and Agapos just to the outside of them. Kick was a little short to the 15. Nice little crease. Ethan Saunders comes over, kind of wraps around and make that tackle on the 35-yard line. Nice hustle by Saunders.
Well, I thought that kick, a lot of times those kicks are hard to field, and they can cause some trouble. And that's a kick that in college on special teams, I played on the kickoff team, that was a kick that we did by design. And actually against Mississippi State, when I was at the Tigers, we recovered one of those. So that's really an intentional oftentimes kick because they're that hard to handle. But HILLCREST did a nice job recovering that one.
3-4 defense, Josh Kroll, Paul Ellis, and Dietrich Pennington at the line. Austin Hill stretching it to the outside. Dawson Williams coming up. Nice play by the defense to string that out.
Well, it's good. Carson pulled up right at the end.
He did.
That would have been a late hit. He pulled up, did a great job of pursuing. He was there and did a nice job pulling off.
You know, like his interception last weekend, he's a very disciplined player. Just that's a great example right there of not getting a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, penalties last week. We didn't have that many of them, but the ones we had cost us a lot of yardage because the plays that they negated had gained a lot of yards. We only had 2 penalties last week, technically for 10 yards, but it was more like 50 yards when you look at what it cost us.
2nd down and 5 from the 38-yard line. HILLCREST moving north on your field. penalty on the, I think it's a penalty, Britton, or is it just a
maybe an official's timeout?
Yeah, maybe an official timeout, maybe a uniform issue. Shotgun formation, quick little handoff. He bounced it but picked it up. Boy, nice hustle by Pennington. Boy, Dietrich Pennington almost ran him down from that right defensive tackle position.
He was in the backfield quick.
He sure was. He'll lose probably 3 yards. That'll make it 2nd down and probably an 8, we'll call it. Saunders and Lockhart, your middle linebackers. Austin Hill, number 5, outside linebacker.
Well, this defense returns 9 of the leading tacklers. The top 9 leading tacklers from last season are back this year.
Preston Daniel, also number 33, your other outside linebacker. Defensively, Dawson Williams, number 4, your corner. Peter Nern getting the start at that left corner position. Oh, Nern on the pickoff. Excuse me. Yeah, Peter Nern down the left sideline. Boy, he threw that right to Nern.
He threw it right to him. I'm not sure what he saw.
Great position. He was ready for it. That'll be a change of possession.
You know, when he caught the ball, he almost thought, wait, did that just happen? He's like, he looked at it and thought, he just threw it right to me.
He did. He threw a rifle. Nice job, Peter Nern, getting the start tonight and his first interception of the year.
He returned that for about 20 yards.
Peter's a sophomore, played quite a bit last year. I remember him kind of first debut was against Arlington. Had a nice game. Kind of baptized by fire that night as Arlington had a lot of weapons. So nice to see him back out again and getting more experience. Obviously, the coaches like him a lot to give him the start. Trips right. Williams, Epperson, and Gagnon. Jacob Hatcher, your quarterback, going deep to Williams.
Well, he was wide open.
Just out of bounds.
He was wide open. He had his guy beat by about 5 yards, but yeah, he was the pass was just a
little
bit late.
Just a little bit late getting there. Wide open. Great call. Great plan. Just not quite able to execute that. Coach Rodriguez
got
giving
a
the
nice
point.
release. Jacob Hatcher is a really nice release. New transfer to ECS from Arkansas.
That's right.
From your state, your home state.
That's right. Coach Rodriguez is the head coach and offensive coordinator, so he'll do the play calling tonight. Hatcher under center. McMeans your lone back. Stretch play off the right side. They just got too much penetration. Look like they'll lose probably 2 on the play. Cedric Davis on the tackle for Hillcrest.
Help from Trayvon James.
Preston Daniel will enter the game and substitute for Josh Kroll, number 90. .8:31 to go in the first quarter. 9 seconds on the play clock.
Clayton, we only attempted 5 passes last week against Webb.
Wow.
So we're about to match last week's entire total.
The Eagles are going to get a timeout. We were just about to get a penalty, I believe, on a delay of game. So that's going to give us a break with 8:18 to go in the first quarter. Your Eagles up 7-0 over the Hillcrest Vikings.
A good start.
Britton, back to what you said about the number of pass attempts. 4?
5.
5, okay.
5 pass attempts last week. Joseph Welch was 100%, a 2 for 2 with a key. He was only 6 yards, but one of that key you talked about in the pregame was that touchdown on 4th down. Huge play of the game.
Falling backwards.
Jacob Hatcher was 1 for 3, but it was his, again, was key as well. He was 1 for 3, but his one completion was for 54 yards.
That's right. And it was huge because that played a huge part in opening up the running game.
That's
because
right.
you go deep, that allows those guys, those linebackers have to sit a little bit longer, not as able to approach and bite on the run as much.
Absolutely.
3rd down and 12 for your Eagles on the 20-yard line, heading south into Hillcrest territory. Hatcher, your quarterback, shotgun. McMeans to his right. Williams in motion. Fake to him. Gagnon wide open. Touchdown, Eagles.
Touchdown, Eagles.
Great concentration by Gagnon.
That looked like a similar play that we just ran. Another Stiles Law Firm touchdown. Thanks to James Stiles. What's great about that play right there, Clayton, is last week we were 30% on 3rd down conversions. And so big 3rd down right there. That was one of the things that the Eagles needed to improve upon from last year. Last year's 3rd down conversion percentage was about 30% as well, maybe a tad bit higher, 33%. 28% last year. 28% last year on 3rd down attempts. So already improving that this year over last year. So last year we're 33 for 116 attempts.
Definitely. Karn with your kick was up and good. That'll make it 14-0 with 8:10 to go in the first quarter. Great play by Gagnon. The defender got a hand on the ball and kind of tipped it a little bit, but he hung with it, was able to bring that in. But you're right, that play they ran there, Britton, ran that a few times last week, that quick motion with Williams, handed it off to him, didn't work quite so well last week. We didn't quite clean up the ends as much as we should have blocking it, but they probably saw that on film and thought that was coming right there. Great play call by Coach Rodriguez.
Yeah, we actually missed a Sean Wilkins State Farm timeout a minute ago. We have a new timeout sponsor, so
thank you.
We missed the Sean Wilkins State Farm. I'm not sure how I missed it, but he's listening right now. He told me he was going to listen.
Good.
So not that I'm biased.
Karn with the kickoff. This one will be right at the edge of the end zone, but it will come out. Allen Bowden down quickly to make that tackle. Took his legs right out from under him.
Good job by Allen Bowden. Then I see him lean down and help up the Hillcrest player. Great sportsmanship. I've really been impressed with his speed and his toughness.
He is. I've seen him hit that same guy just as hard on the lacrosse field.
Yeah.
And it's worse on the lacrosse field because there's no padding. But when he hits you, you're going to feel it.
Well, he had a nice run last week too. One of the few attempts that he had a rush last week for 14 yards, right up the middle, handoff to the fullback.
Caught one little pass in the flats as well. Kind of got to him a little late, but he caught it.
Well, it's nice to use your fullback every once in a while. It's just like your tight end.
That's
if
right.
you use them every once in a while, you got to keep the defense honest.
Boy, nice play by Cody Ashmore. Wow. Ashmore playing that left defensive tackle in that 3-4 defense. Got great penetration, great leverage, got in the backfield.
I think Josh Hartsoff actually finished him off. Couldn't tell for sure. I think it was Josh.
We interchanged those front three guys quite a bit. You'll see Ashmore in there, number 53, Hartsoff 54 playing the nose, and Tyler Giles 57. But you'll see Josh Kroll in there. You'll see Dietrich Pennington in there. You'll see Paul Ellis in there. So we've got a nice rotation and some depth, which at that position you need that.
Well, especially when some of you guys are playing both ways.
Going to be a little pass. Quarterback a little late getting rid of the ball. Nothing really there. Incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down and on about 9. 7:12 to go in the first quarter. Hillcrest just can't seem to get momentum going. They've had some good plays that first drive, that first series, but we've pretty much shut them down this time. Third and 9, shotgun formation. It's going to break contain a little bit. Evan Lockhart comes up, gets a hand on him. At least forces him to make a play. He steps outside.
Austin Hill there as well.
Jacob Everson kind of came over the top to mop it up as well. If you're at home and you're listening to these YouTube broadcasts, thank you so much. Tell your friends about it. You can go on YouTube and subscribe. Push that little button up there, and that way you'll get the reminders. We'll create these events weekly, so if your notifications are on as far as your phone, you should get an alert telling you what time and kind of a countdown when the game's coming on. And we're going to try to get on it between 6:30 and 6:40, probably 6:30 more often, but thank you for doing that. Nice penetration up through the middle. A little bit better punt.
Yeah, he got a good bounce.
HILLCREST roll down to the 44-yard line. We're going to bring in a few different linemen this time. Hudson Steele, Asher Morris, Paul Ellis, Hartsuff, and Kroll all up front. Preston Daniel, your tight end. Jalen Greenwood, your tailback. And we're going to go back with Joseph Welch. We kind of had Hatcher last, so we're going to probably play this back and forth tonight, give both guys some playing time.
Well, great to have a couple of weapons offensively at quarterback.
Alabama should take a page out of that, right? They've got two pretty good ones. Williams in motion.
Memphis
right up the middle. Welch fakes it, gains about 4 yards.
Memphis had two good ones till one of them got named the starter and the other one left.
That's usually what happens. Nobody wants to pay their dues anymore, do they?
Well, I think one of them had been paying his dues for a couple of years and took his ball and went home when he didn't get the starting job.
Second down and 6. Well, we'll call it 16 to go in the first quarter. Williams and Epperson split out wide to the right. Greenwood, your tailback. Option to Greenwood. Nice pitch by Welch. He's got some running room. Nice cutback. Nice play by Greenwood down to the 29-yard line.
Well, we talked about his speed last week. New addition. A guy that missed the first part of the season practice-wise because he was at the AAU National Track Meet. So phenomenal speed.
That's a pickup of about 30 yards for Greenwood. That's the first time we've seen that option tonight. I know we had been practicing that this week.
Coach Rodriguez talked about it with us this week about, I think, one of the issues is just trying to get Jalen the ball more.
Yeah.
And to get him around the end where we can really take advantage of his speed. Obviously, he's not the same kind of runner as Rosenberger or even McMeans.
Wilson and Gagnon at the top of the screen. McMeans back in. Huge hole up the middle.
Huge hole.
Little isolation play.
Clayton, I played tailback here a long time ago. I never had a hole that big.
You may not have had the Paul Ellis, number 55, and those guys blocking for you.
I see Doc McKenzie on the sideline helping coach tonight. Doc McKenzie was the only lineman that was actually bigger than me that was blocking for me. So there's a great storied history in about Eagle football. That wasn't one of the years.
Eagles once again, same play right up the middle. Man, nice touchdown. McMeans, he gets in. That's a Stiles Law Firm touchdown. Matthew McMeans, about a 15 to 18-yard gain. Same play as last time. We had the heavy package in, 2 tight ends, so I thought we might go with that.
Well, Rosenberger hadn't been on the field yet, so it'd be great if he can rest this week.
Brittany, you got a list of the cheerleaders there. We'll give a shout-out to those nice ladies joining us tonight.
I do have a list of the cheerleaders after I kind of botched that last week and pulled something up at the very last minute. Tierra Allen, Kerrigan Childress, Claire Colley, Savannah Coombs, Lane Dawson, Mia Floriani, name might be familiar to some, Gabby Genero, Holly Huffman, Taylor Huffman, Ashlyn Kimler, Celia Ozier, Elizabeth Perkins, Mary Virginia Rowland, Reagan Shackelford, Lauren Stevens, Evelyn Vanderswag, and Addison Whitehorn. Those are your cheerleaders, and a lot of them this year, which is great to have that many cheerleaders. And the students are well represented tonight and coordinated and organized. Also the cheer sponsors and coaches, Melissa Amons, Lisa Bowden, and Ashley Colley, all teachers at ECS that do a great job investing in the cheerleaders.
If you'd like to sponsor your business here, we'd love to have you. If you'll, there on your screen, you'll see Cindy Garrison at ECSEagles.com. Shoot her an email. She'll get you the information, and we'd love to have you on board.
Yep, C.
That's
Garrison
right.
at ECSEagles.com.
Karn to kick off with 5:13 to go, 21-0. Your Eagles are up. Down to about the 3-yard line. He will bring that straight out. Nice play, Andrew Agapos once again on the tackle. Britton, we remember Andrew from last week. He was the missile, we called him, as he came down and, I mean, just lit up the Webb guy, Webb player.
He did. He came down like a rocket.
Nice solo tackle by Agapos. We've got Pennington back in the game with Ellis and Kroll, your D linemen.
Well, 21-0 still in the first quarter. Obviously great to be up that much this early.
Trips formation. Little hole for the quarterback. He won't get far. Boy, Austin Hill stopped him in his tracks. Second down and 7. Ball's on the 19-yard line. Nice tackle by Hill. Alan Bowden, your other outside linebacker, also in the game. Looks like almost the same formation. Trips to the bottom of your screen. A little confusion up front. We're going to get a timeout, I believe, by Hillcrest.
The delay of game.
Delay of game. We'll replay that game. Second down and probably 12. Quarterback finds a nice little lane to run the ball. Boy, Alan Bowden, great play. Fought off that block and made the tackle.
That was a big-time play by Alan Bowden.
Golly. They run
that blocker quickly.
That's probably the main drill they do during the week. They do that one-on-one with the running back. And, I mean, Coach Rodriguez, that's such a great thing to coach because those guys, I mean, that's a perfect example why you do it. He just shedded the guy and made the tackle. Those guys just have such strong hands and just can grab those jerseys and get rid of them.
Well, when we talked to Coach Rodriguez before the season, he talked about one of the things he was excited about this year. It was a couple of things. One of them was how his team had improved physically after being on a year-long strength and conditioning program.
Trips the bottom of your screen. It's going to get flushed out by Saunders. Austin Hill there and Lockhart to bring him down.
It's going to be short. Bring up another punting situation, probably 4th and 3.
Number 3, Ross for Hillcrest. Not a big guy, but he's hanging in there. Not a lot of room to run, but he's making the most of it. 4th down and 4. Looks like they will bring on the punting unit.
Well, Coach Rodriguez was hoping this week to try to block a punt. He talked about some specific things they had worked on special teams. So we'll see. So far, he's had they've had several opportunities.
We're missing the punter, but looks like he's going to make it on right now.
7 seconds.
Well, he was fortunate to get that ball off.
He was. I tell you what, if you watch, we can watch next time, we can point this out, but you can tell how well guys are coached, especially on special teams and especially on the punt team, because these guys, the Eagles, are really well coached, because when you watch, you see them diving to where the ball is going to be, not to the kicker's leg. If you go in and go, which is the temptation to go right for the kicker's foot and the kicker's leg, you're going to end up with a personal foul or running into the kicker. So great execution. They ran beside, dove. You can tell they're very well coached in that regard. Already a penalty.
Number 2, Jacob Hatcher in at quarterback. Epperson at the bottom of your screen. Gagnon 9 and Williams at the top.
Well, Hillcrest has 12 men on the field. So it's going to be a
That'll be a 5-yard penalty. 1st and 5 for your Eagles. Looks like they'll probably run the same play. 2:06 to go in the first quarter.
At 21-0 with 2:06 in the first quarter, I don't blame him for trying to put an extra man on the field.
Hatcher getting the play in from Coach Rod. Preston Daniel kind of split off, kind of an H-back here on your bottom next to Epperson.
It's going to be, we're going to bring it back. That's going to be procedure on the Eagles. Looked like we had some movement on the left side.
There we go. We'll go right back to where we started. Maybe we'll run the same play.
Clayton, I'd like to send a shout out to Sam Kelly, who moved to Birmingham, Alabama, but did a great job in helping us get this up and running again, back up last year. Really did a phenomenal job.
The Godfather, I call him.
That's right. So I think Sam was in Nashville last week, and I think he's listening tonight.
Hatcher in the shotgun, hands off to Greenwood around the left edge. There you see the speed. Pickup of 20 yards, 22 yards we'll call it.
Man, that's some great speed.
Like to see him get to the outside.
Well, so last week we established that we can effectively run between the tackles with 20 plays in the second half right up the middle. Now what we're proving is if you don't keep contained, we'll get around you. I can't say we established the passing game last week, but we didn't have to.
No,
that was part of the plan.
That's right. 1st and 10, ball on the 29-yard line. Hatcher at quarterback. Greenwood offset to his left. Drop back to pass. Austin Hill right over the middle, just out of reach. Couldn't quite bring that in. McMeans will come in and give Greenwood a break. I'd like to thank Benny James, Bank 3, also Ortho Memphis, Strategic Financial coming on board this week. Thank you to those guys. Also, thank you to Compliance Associates, Tim Wilson, for joining us this week as well. Pediatric Dental Group and Sean Wilkins State Farm Agency. And, of course, Styles Law Firm. Those guys are going to get a lot of work tonight with the touchdowns. Shotgun, Hatcher dropping back. Going to go long to Williams. Intercepted at the 1-yard line. Nice play. McMeans will bring him down on probably the 2-yard line.
It's like it looks like he must have hit the 4-yard line before he ran backwards, so they're going to give him that positive momentum there.
You know, pretty much this year, every time he's gone deep to Dawson, he's caught it. So he's got confidence in Dawson to make that play.
Well, he threw into double coverage.
Yeah, he just wouldn't.
Dawson, you're right. Dawson does go up and get the ball.
That's right.
So,
but it's hard against two people.
It's hard in double coverage. It was basically a toss-up.
Nice effort, Hatcher. Nice throw. Just unfortunate and came up and got picked off.
Well,
1st and 10 on the 2 for Hillcrest.
Hatcher's a sophomore, right?
Sophomore.
So great arm.
Handoff off the left. Boy, nice quickness by Hillcrest. Get that ball out to the 10-yard line. Pickup of about 7. We'll call it a gain of 5, actually. 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Sun just beginning to go down here at Legends Field. Nice temperature, nice low humidity tonight. last week in Nashville, the humidity just never dropped, and boy, it was hot.
It was hot.
Fortunately, we didn't have a lot of cramping.
Well, one of the issues in Nashville was there was no wind.
Nice play by Hartsuff. Just wrapped him up, didn't give him a chance to get past the line of scrimmage. Well, I love watching Cody Ashmore and Josh Hartsuff get down in their stance. I mean, the leverage they have and how low they get. It's just, they're hard to move.
They look like football players.
Tyler Giles the same way. I'm not going to leave him out. All three of those guys just such good leverage on that defensive line.
Well, you can just tell the difference in the physicality, the strength of this team.
That's right.
Coach Rodriguez made some changes in the weight program and how they did it and restructured it, and you can really see a difference. So you're seeing a difference in the physical nature of the team, but you're also seeing truly a difference in the just knowing the offense and knowing the defense. With a lot of these guys playing both ways, they've got to learn a lot of positions and things. There's a lot to know. So when you think about it, you put in a new offense or a new defense, you get a new, in college you get a new offensive coordinator, a new defensive coordinator, you got to learn that position. Well, these guys are going both ways. So when Coach Rodriguez got here, they had to learn two different schemes on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Certainly he simplified it as much as he could, but you're seeing I think the improvement in the strength and the physicality of the team, and then as well, it's just the execution is better. To only have 2 penalties last week in one of the first game of this first official game of the season, that's pretty phenomenal. That shows a lot of discipline.
Oh, absolutely. That's right. And also hats off to Coach Ben Todd, defensive line coach, first year here. Ozier, what do you have that first quarter as far as stats, as far as runs and yardage? Do you have that yet?
We got about 3 runs inside the tackles, and then we got about 5 outside the tackles, and then we got our passes out here.
How many yards was that we picked up that first quarter? We'll get those stats from you in just a minute. How much?
On the ground, about 105 yards.
About 105 yards on the ground. Hand off the left side. Austin Hill tracking him down. Great tackle.
Great job, Austin Hill.
Austin Hill has done a great job, gotten a lot bigger and a lot faster this year.
Wow, they're just hard-nosed. The way he stuffed that guy and then pursued. Showed some great quickness.
Spent most of the offseason personal training. I know, just invested a lot of time, a lot of early mornings.
Well,
it's paying off.
It is.
So, John, what's the over 100 yards rushing? Passing was
Passing's about 25 to 30.
25 to 30 yards passing. 11:21 to go, 21-0. Your Eagles on top. 4th down and 4. Hillcrest punting from their -1 yard line. They'll get that off quick.
Bad punt off the side of the foot. Touchdown, Eagles.
Touchdown, Allen Bowden. That ball never quite made it to the 5 yard line.
Where they called it down. Did it hit the ground?
It did hit the ground.
Can you not return a punt?
I'm not sure. Maybe unless it's within the – if it doesn't make it past the line of scrimmage, can you not?
I don't know. It looks just like a touchdown to me.
There we
Touchdown.
go. Where we go.
Okay. All right, once again, this happened last week. Maybe I don't understand the game of football.
I'm going to write that down.
So 1 yard punt returned by Allen Bowden for a touchdown. A Styles Law Firm touchdown, in fact.
1 yard punt, 1 yard return. That might be a record. The shortest the shortest touchdown return on a punt. Allen Bowden, number 27 tonight.
Well,
August the 24th.
What this goes to, just to reinforce, is the importance of special teams. And obviously Hillcrest, I feel bad. They don't have a punter. Obviously they don't have someone that can punt this year. So it happens, but it's really hurting them right now. So.
Well, Hillcrest will get the ball once again. 11:03 to go in the second period of play. As we get closer to halftime, we're definitely going to need to get our names and numbers correct. We might see quite a few ball players tonight, which will be great. We were hoping that would happen, and that seems to be kind of the way things are trending. Karin to kick off.
Go Eagles!
Tell you, we've got a great student section tonight.
I don't know if you could you hear that Go Eagles?
I did hear the Go
that
Eagles.
Was Emily Wilkins.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I
insertion.
was caught off guard because we've got almost a door in the student section that
A piece of plywood?
Yeah, plywood, but it's heavy. It's probably MDF. It's that they're standing on, and then all of a sudden I look down there and I think that's Mr. Jones on the plywood.
And
I
Robert
think
Jones
I
is
think
on
it
the plywood?
was. Yeah,
Coach
he was
Jones?
on the dance floor.
Mr. Jones.
He was crowd surfing.
New teacher to ECS last year, and boy, a student favorite
He
based
is.
on what I've heard.
Nice kickoff by Karin. He'll take that deep into the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, Robert Jones, an ECS graduate, done a great job.
He does. Everyone loves him. He's certainly comfortable in his own skin, which I love about him, and I love the excitement he brings to the student body.
So 28-0, just barely into the second quarter. 28-0, the Eagles on top.
Kroll, Ellis, and Pennington, your front three. Preston Daniel and Bowden, your outside linebackers. Lockhart and Agapos, middle linebackers. Nice play by Lockhart. Peter Nern came up from the safety position actually to make that stop, with Bowden accompanying him as well. Zachary Brooks at safety. Number 3, Jalen Greenwood, your cornerback, number 24. Dawson Williams still in at the top of your screen, number 4.
Well, last week against Webb, defensively, we had 8 players with at least 2 tackles.
Second down and 4 off the left tackle. That'll be a first down. Have quite a bit of running room. Probably the longest play from scrimmage the Vikings have had tonight.
Well, they've got good quickness. We've seen it time and again.
They do.
Yeah, so 8 guys last week at Webb with at least 2 tackles defensively. You had 5 players with 3 or more tackles. There was 13 total different players with tackles, which is phenomenal.
Wow.
in that quality of a game. Jacob Epperson led last week with 5.5. Carson Gagnon had 5, and Austin Hill had 4.
Same play off the left side. First down and 10. He'll pick up probably 2, make it 2nd and 8. 9:55 to go in the second quarter. Dietrich Pennington on the tackle. Nice to see Agapos getting the game early. Britton, kind of like we said with Agapos, you make a statement with the tackle last week on the kickoff and tonight, you're going to play. They're going to find a place for you to play if you keep playing like that.
Well, we've got another Sean Wilkins State Farm timeout. So thanks, Sean Wilkins.
Thank you,
for
Sean
your support.
Wilkins. That's right.
Been supporting me for 40 odd years. We'll leave it at that. So I can't recommend a different agent. I could say Sean Wilkins will get the job done. So Sean Wilkins State Farm. This is Sean Wilkins State Farm timeout. So one of the things Coach Rodriguez talked about this week was hopefully having an opportunity to put some more guys in the game.
That's right.
So I think obviously 28-0, he's going to have an opportunity to do that. So guys like Andrew who are contributors maybe get a little more opportunity.
That's right.
Tonight.
For the most part, it looks like we're staying healthy, which is also one of the goals on the night, so that looks great.
Well, any non-division game, you don't want to lose anybody in games like that. You want to win, but not at all costs.
Second down and 8. Little fake handoff, roll out. Going to look for a little bit of running room. He definitely is a run first, throw second quarterback.
Picked up almost 8 yards on
He did.
that.
He did. Nice job. Coach Trey Adams does a nice job coaching our linebackers. Ball spotted on the 45-yard line, heading south. 3rd and 1, 9:20 to go. Hillcrest comes out under center. They're going to be kind of a twins right, more of a slot back. Quarterback sneak right up the middle. He'll pick up probably a nice 5-yard gain, slip through.
Well, sneak is what just happened. I was looking, I thought he was stopped at the line, and next thing I know, he's on the ground 5 yards.
He's quick. He's a good quick ball player. Giles going to come into the game for Paul Ellis. Give him a break. Grab a drink of water, and we'll get him back in. Nice having Ellis in that front defensive line. He's just a big guy and hard to move. We'll pay attention to Tyler Giles here at nose guard. Boy, nice penetration by Giles. Zachary Brooks coming up to make a great tackle. Nice solo tackle from the safety position. Second down and probably 6. A long 5. Ten seconds on the play clock as they get set. There you go. There you go. They had one more guy to get on the line of scrimmage. Quick handoff, more of an option play. Peter Nern, nice contain. Preston Daniel finally wraps him up and slams him to the ground. He'll lose about 3 to 4 yards, bring up 3rd down and probably 8 to 9 yards. Scott Vogel's your defensive back, kind of like a co-defensive coordinator as well. They do a great job with the defensive backs as well. Scott had a lot of coaching experience and had a lot of playing experience.
Well, one of the guys on that defense that has improved a lot is Zachary Brooks. We talked about it last season. He had been out of football for several years. He was junior, senior this year, but improved a lot last season. We have a delay of game here. Delay a game by Hillcrest. No, it's going to be procedure. False start.
Well, we talked about how Brooks had put on some weight, gained some speed, and you see him tonight. Well, last year he was the cornerback. Now he's playing that strong safety. So we kind of moved him up.
Greenwood's moved to corner.
We moved him up a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 13, 6:48 to go in the second period of play. Your Eagles up 28-0. Thanks to Spencer Tartare for running the computer and the score for us. Matt Marock on the camera. No, nice play. Preston Daniel was not fooled. Coach Rodriguez really speaks highly of Daniel, number 33. He last year didn't have the opportunity to play very much. I think he had some injuries, but now back this year and really excited for what he can do and what he's already done this year so far. Big, tall, rangy guy.
I was just about to say, I like the way he looks. He looks like at 6'4", he's 6'4", he's listed at 6'4", 194, but I was about to say, it looks like you could put 10, 15 pounds on him.
Big frame.
And boy,
Evan Lockhart.
15, 20 pounds on him.
Evan Lockhart laid out, gave one heck of an effort, almost came up with the block. They did get it off, and so the Eagles will take over probably the 30s, they'll call it the 40-yard line.
Clayton, we'll take a minute to thank our sponsors again, Pediatric Dental Group, Sean Wilkins State Farm, the Stiles Law Firm. Darren Wilkes at Benny James. Okay, this week, if you call Benny James, if you call Darren Wilkes this week, you'll get $100 off of any appliance, HVAC, or plumbing. If you call this week and tell them you heard of the first person that calls, the first person, not anybody. Sorry, not everybody. I might call. I'm going to be the first person.
I did call him. I called him today at 11 o'clock, and I said, I got an air conditioner
out. That didn't count. I called him 2 weeks ago. Can we get, I'm going to ask Darren, can we get the $100 off? Because I may call.
Little option to the left. McMeans just breaks to the outside. He'll pick up probably 2. Welch, your quarterback. Yeah, I literally called him at 11 o'clock today, and I said, I want that discount. And I said, no, I'm just kidding. But I said, thank you for sponsoring. But let me tell you, he was at the office 30 minutes. 30 minutes, and it was across town. Goes, checks it out, says, all right, this is what you need. I'll see you Monday morning bright and early. We'll get it changed out for you.
I can personally attest on many different air conditioner units over the years to the work that Darren does. Also did some appliance work for me this year, and I'm sure I'll have some plumbing stuff coming up.
2nd down and 5. Welch, little counter option to the right side. A little bit of running room. Kind of sneaks over 1st down. Got a flag on the play. Possibly a holding as it kind of got strung out to the right side.
I think we're going to have either a block in the back or a holding. It was well behind the play, but it still counts.
That'll be a hold. That'll back it up 10 yards. We'll replay that down.
Yeah, again, thanks to our sponsors, Bank 3, Scott House, Ortho Memphis, our trainers David Dabbs and Jen Dorman with Ortho Memphis. New this week, Strategic Financial, Hamp Holcomb, Bill Edwards, Chandler Gagnon, Barrett Jones. Let them help you with all your financial planning. So 2nd down and 15. Ball on the Eagle 35. Fake the handoff. Scramble up the middle. Great run. Great scamper by Joseph Welch right up the middle. About a 30-yard gain on that play. Well blocked by the offensive line. Gave him a lot of running room. So was that 3rd down?
That was 3rd and 15.
Another 3rd down.
No, sorry, that was 2nd down and 15.
2nd and 15.
Penalty backed us up, but did not have to. Actually, we had to replay the down. Gagnon split off to the bottom of your screen. Williams up top. Greenwood offset to Welch. Williams in motion. Quick pitch. Gets around the outside. Nice speed. Nice cut. Back to the middle. Nice run. Dawson Williams down to the 15-yard line. Couple great moves.
Well, great downfield block by Carson Gagnon. I don't know if you saw that down on about the 20, 25-yard line. That allowed Dawson to pick up another 8 or 9 yards. And Dawson has done it the practice game and last week. Did 2 of them in the practice game. Great downfield blocking. Clayton, that is great coaching. That is evidence of great coaching by the receivers coaches.
Absolutely.
The receivers stay engaged in the play the whole time. That's contributing to a lot of yards for the Eagles so far this year.
Gagnon and Brooks, the top of your screen. Welch at shotgun. Bowden to the right. Nice block by Bowden. Oh, Welch cuts it up. Nice move by Welch. Gain of about 3.
He did well to pick up yardage there. That was well defended by HILLCREST.
Love the play by Welch. Very decisive in that run. Did not think twice about cutting up. If you got 5 yards, let's get it.
Well, thanks also, Clayton. This week we picked up Compliance Associates Tim Wilson. So if you need environmental remediation, environmental with commercial buildings or gas station, thank you, Tim and the Wilson family.
They do anything, I think he said, that is EPA driven. They help you deal with that.
Not that the EPA gets involved in anything.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Bowden, your tailback. Option left. Welch getting ready to pitch. He'll take it all the way in. Welch in for 6 points. Joseph Welch, number 10, senior, with 3:49 to go, goes in off the left side. Option play. Bowden was ready for the pitch, but just no commitment on Welch, so he takes it in.
Well, I tell you, having been a linebacker trying to stop, or it's strong safety in high school, but having been a linebacker in college trying to defend against the option, that's a tough play to defend. And when you're out there alone, you got to try to decide, and obviously that's why they call it the option. There's two options there, and that was well played because he left his option open the whole time.
That's
you
right.
can see he did not commit early to keeping the ball, which causes trouble for the defenders.
Nice speed by Welch. Welch kind of has some sneaky speed once he gets going.
That's another Stiles Law Firm touchdown. That may be the play of the week, is Stiles choosing to be the touchdown sponsor. So James Stiles, ECS graduate, again, his desire is to be your attorney for your life. So real estate all the way to estate planning, everything in between, business law.
That's right.
Right in Germantown, Tennessee. So ECS graduate. So thanks, James, for your support.
Yes, thank you for joining the touchdowns because he's going to get a lot tonight. I think Sean Wilkins Sr. would call that like a discount double check right there.
Double check discount.
Yeah, he'd get the belt for that one.
The double check discount.
He would get the belt.
He got the touchdown at a discount tonight. The touchdown sponsorship.
He did.
The ROI is impressive. We have to see if we can get a shot of that moon at halftime.
All right, got a few guys new to the lineup here. Ben Lucas, number 40. Agapos is going to be your wedge busters. Also have Brady Holloway. Next to him, number 43. Nice kick by Karin. 5 yards deep into the end zone. That will not be returnable. 3:49 to go in the second quarter. Your Eagles up 35-0. We'll see what Coach Rodriguez does here. More importantly, what Coach Adams does, as well as Coach Vogel as far as substitutions. Looks like we're going to give our guys one more run here before halftime. Lockhart, Saunders, your middle linebackers. Hill and Daniel, outside linebackers. Jalen Greenwood, Zachary Brooks, your cornerbacks. Nern and Gagnon, safeties. Little quarterback end around. He gets smothered rather quickly. Looks like Evan Lockhart on that tackle, number 18.
Maybe Josh Hartsuff in as well.
Hartsuff as well. Well, they got to it so fast. Second down and 11. Ball on the 18.5-yard line.
The Eagles are expecting run. We've got men in tight. A lot of men in tight in the box.
Boy, nice play. Peter Nern stuck his head in there and brought him down. Coming up from that safety position.
Well, the Eagles were clearly expecting run the way they brought in, stacked the box pretty tight.
Nern's had a great night so far. Interception, several tackles. Not sure what his numbers are. We'll have those at halftime. Coach Anna Bowers, thank you to her for working on the stats tonight. So hopefully we'll get some numbers and kind of update you as we go. Third down and 7. Same play off that left side. Josh Hartsuff once again. Cody Ashmore. Peter Nern. Coach Rod talked about some of his seniors and some of the leadership on the team, Britton. One person he mentioned was Cody Ashmore. More not so much from a vocal leader, but from a watch what I do leader. And so
the best kind of leader.
That's right. And so
servant leader.
He's the guy that's a servant leader. So shout out to Cody Ashmore for his leadership with the football team. Guys notice, coaches notice, and fans notice. He's a hard worker. Gagnon deep at the 50-yard line for the punt. I don't believe he'll be able to return this.
It's
the
gonna
guys
be
will get out of the way.
important to get out of the way.
Yeah. It's about a 10-yard punt from the spot of the football. .129 to go in the second quarter. Your Eagles up 35-0. Ball on the 35-yard line of Hillcrest. Eagles moving north on your screen.
We're going to have a State Farm timeout by Hillcrest. Sean Wilkins, State Farm. So, Clayton, people ask me, they've asked me because they know my dad's an agent. They say, why does it matter if I have an agent? Why can't I call some internet, some phone number, something direct? And what I always tell them is it doesn't matter whether you have an agent or not until you need your agent. And when you got a tree coming through your house or you have an issue, when you need your agent, they're going to be there. And Sean Wilkins, State Farm, will be there because they also have the opportunity to fight for you with the insurance company. There are times when there are certain things that fall into the gray area where just their opinion, having known they're insured for a long period of time, having some history with them, it makes a difference. So, obviously, he's my agent.
Well,
and done a good job for me.
I was going to say, people would say, well, you're biased. I can tell you from experience, he has done that for me. He's fought for me at my office, and that's all I can say. He went to bat when the outcome wasn't what I was hoping it would be, and he didn't like it either, and so the outcome changed.
The policy protects certain things, but you need to make sure the policyholder gets fully awarded what they deserve according to the contract.
Jacob Hatcher, your quarterback. Alan Bowden, fullback. Greenwood, your tailback. He's going to fake it. He's going to get flushed out of the pocket, probably lose about 10 yards on the play. They brought the house on the other side. Didn't give Hatcher much time to get rid of the ball. I don't think Coach Rod's going to be particularly happy with that penetration, though, that they gave.
Injury timeout on the officials. Yeah, I agree.
Stick around for halftime. Mr. Burgess, Ben Burgess, middle school principal, will be joining us at halftime. So you'll definitely want to stay tuned for that.
Also going to have Anna Bowers.
Anna Bowers will kind of wrap up the second half of the halftime show. Just a chance for you at home and you out there to meet them and get to know them besides the brief wave at the school, or just to know who's impacting your kids. Our kids.
Our kids is exactly right. Well, I'm excited about hearing from Anna and Ben Burgess. Gotten to know Ben well the last year or so, having children of the same age. So it's been great to get to know him. So, Clayton, we talked about it. Our sponsors, again, Benny James, if you call this week, if you call Darren Wilkes and tell him that you heard it here, then you're gonna get $100 off of whether it's appliance or HVAC or plumbing. So if you call Darren Wilkes, ECS graduate, great guy, you'll tell him you heard it on the live stream. If you're the first one to call, then you'll save $100.
Also, you see there on your screen, Tim Wilson. Thank you for Tim as well.
Thanks,
for joining
Tim,
us tonight.
for joining Compliance Associates. Again, helps out with really things affected businesses where you have to interact with the EPA. There's certain things they can do to help in a lot of those situations. So just appreciate Tim's support. They do literally make all of this possible. It costs money to do this.
That's right.
So the equipment and the not us. We don't cost
we
money.
Don't cost.
You get what you pay for.
That's right.
So that's you get what you pay for. So
second down and 20. Fake to Greenwood once again. Pressure comes. They're going to wrap him up. A loss of another 10 yards.
Looks like they Hillcrest potentially stripped. I missed it. No.
Someone's down. Maybe Greenwood. No, that's Hatcher, your quarterback. A little late getting up. Maybe got twisted up a little bit. Those guys kind of sandwiched him as they came together.
Well, it's a lot of penetration, 2 plays in a row.
It was 3rd down and probably 30. Bowden and Kroll come out of the game. Austin Hill will enter. Wouldn't be surprised if we just put the ball on the ground. Well, take a knee, actually, as the clock gets down. 20 seconds to go in this quarter. 3rd down, we'll call it 26 yards to go. May not even get the playoff. It's like we'll run the clock all the way down. So after 2 periods, 2 quarters of play, actually, your Eagles are up 35-0. They'll go into the halftime with a sizable lead. Not sure how much of the second half we'll see our starters back out. We'll definitely see a lot of underclassmen get in the game tonight, so we're excited to call some new numbers out. So if you're at home, hang around, especially here at halftime. Don't run off. Ben Burgess will be joining us momentarily, and Miss Anna Bowers as well. If you'd like to sponsor this live stream, Miss Cindy Garrison is a great contact to have here at the school. So just give her a little email, and she'll be able to get back with you and show you how this happens. Also give you a look here at our schedule coming up. As you can kind of look.
All right, we'll adjust this camera. Are you live? Can we hear you?
I am live.
You are live. Yes. Okay, great. We had to make some adjustments tonight, so we lost our light. Technical difficulties. There we go. That's almost there. Almost there. All right, so while Clayton's fixing he's our engineer, our technician, so while he's fixing that, we want to take a minute to visit with you. So thanks for coming up tonight.
Oh, it's exciting.
Glad that you're here. So I just wanted to ask you a couple questions. Last year was your first year here.
Yeah.
Head of middle school.
Yes.
You certainly were familiar with that, having been dean of students at the middle school at Westminster in Birmingham, or Oak Mountain, I guess. So
yeah.
I'm sure Birmingham Heights would be offended by that. But, whether it's all the, Mountain Brook or Vestavia or whatever.
There's a
We're
lot
in Memphis,
yes,
okay?
Exactly.
So we don't care about all that. But tell us a lot of things going on this year. Several changes,
yeah.
But also you talk about Callie and your girls, and just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into some of those changes.
Yeah, I moved here last year with my wonderful wife. We've been married for 13 years, and we have 3 girls. We have a 2nd grader, Anna Grace, a senior K, Hope, and then a 2-year-old, Molly.
It's 3 kids. I may have just spotted you an extra kid.
Oh,
So, yeah. Well,
Maybe
Teresa
your future
loves Callie, so it's great. We love being with your family and having kids the same age, getting to know you really well. So it's been a lot of fun. So we're really excited, really glad you're here. Just appreciate your commitment, your love for Christian education, and your love. You're working on a master's of theology, right?
Yeah.
So you have some training in theology, in Bible, have some of that history as a teacher. You taught also, obviously, and so. But I love your love for God's Word and the gospel. I love how you just, when we talk together and have theological discussions about the gospel, it's exciting, it's invigorating. So I love to talk to you about those things, but just love your heart for the gospel. And I think that's one of the things that's really exciting about you being at ECS. But that's what we're about, that our kids would leave here and understand the gospel of Jesus Christ, that it is freeing and life-giving.
Yes.
And he's the life giver. But so I'm excited about that. But about you, I love that about you. But tell me about one of the big things that was new this year, both upper school and middle school. Didn't ask Braxton about it last week.
Yeah.
Probably should have.
I know.
But we're going to give you that softball.
I'm glad I get the opportunity.
Yeah, that's right. So new technology improvement. You were heavily involved in that. So really, you're the best person, I think, to ask about it. But
Look at that.
so we added iPads in middle and iPad Pros in upper school.
Yes.
How did you get to that? Tell me about that process and that conclusion.
Well, Tim Harrison, our head of technology, and I were tasked with analyzing overviewing our entire thought with how we process technology, how does teachers use technology, how do students use technology. And so we did an alumni survey, we did the parent survey, and then we didn't want to look at what everyone around us was doing. We wanted to look at
other schools. It doesn't matter what other schools are doing.
It doesn't matter. We wanted to look at what is best practice for us and who we are as ECS. And so we went and looked at a ton of colleges, all the way up to Northwestern, the University of Chicago, University of Tennessee, Memphis, MTSU, Vanderbilt, Lipscomb, UAB, Auburn, all over.
A lot of schools.
Yeah, a lot of schools.
And so you mentioned about what's important for us, but why did you go look at colleges? What were you looking for when you were there?
So we were looking for how can we backwards design our technology policy. Clearly, this isn't the end of students' roads. And so we wanted to see, so let's look at the college is the next step from here, and then let's see what that means. Let's see what they're comfortable with. So we actually had a conversation with the head of engineering at Vanderbilt. And so we got to ask him, what do you want a college freshman to know? And so that was one of the common questions we asked. And then we took an enormous amount of notes and then looked at a few things and saw that we needed to add some technology on our campus to properly equip our students for the next step. And so not only that, but we wanted to add maybe a new approach to science. So if you go to the lower school or if you go to the middle school, you'll see our STEM room. If you're not familiar with that, science, technology, engineering, and math room, where you have 3D printers, and we're going to design solar panels, all kinds of cool stuff, just to get their hands on technology and just get them really comfortable with it. And so it's a whole approach.
I saw last night the 3D printer and some of the things that have been made by that, and I was fascinated.
It's amazing.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't understand how it works. I don't understand how they can do it, but it really is amazing. So it's really exciting that my middle schooler is going to engage in technology now. I have 2 middle schoolers, as you well know, that can engage in technology that way. So that's really exciting for our kids, because that hands-on learning, using your hands, not just your brain. We all do better when we, I heard the old phrase, I heard it at the JH Ranch. I heard and I forgot. I saw and I remembered. I did and I understood.
Yes.
And I think of using our hands as that doing, and really helps lead to greater understanding and knowledge and learning. So I'm excited about that.
Absolutely. So the more we can make learning come alive, that's what we want to do, not just in those kind of classes, in Bible class as well. So the great part is those rooms are going to be reservable for any teacher that wants to use it. So right now I was just talking to a literature teacher that wants to come in and do some possible 3D printing a little while down the road. So it's really neat that we can integrate science and technology into all subjects, because the reality is, and 2018, 2019, most jobs, most of what we do involves this kind of technology, and especially when they graduate college, they're going to go into an increasingly different world. And so we want to prepare them for where they're going so they can enter that world with the fewest transitions as possible.
Well, yeah, I think about this world that our kids are born into is, you know, they know life. All they know is an iPhone or a smartphone, I'll say.
Yeah.
They've never known a flip phone. Well, I mean, my kids know a flip phone because that's what they got at first. but you know, this whole world, they've known this is the iPhone generation, if you will.
Yeah.
And they say that what the iPhone has the more power, computing power in it than the computers on the Apollo missions.
Yeah.
So
Isn't
amazing
that crazy?
in our pockets, and so how much it's going to change. So I'm excited that we're involving technology in a new way, and I'm excited about and appreciate the thoughtful approach that you guys took to say, let's start with the end in mind.
Yeah.
Where do our kids need to be?
Yep.
Not what is everybody doing. We're not competing against other schools. We're wanting to create the best education possible, and we do that with where do our kids, where do they need to be when they leave here so that they're prepared well. And I think, you know, it's been obviously an adjustment for the teachers. So thank you, teachers, for working hard. And I know Tim Harrison spent a ton of time on this, and Alex Tortera.
Alex Tortera is amazing.
Been invaluable.
His voice has been super important in this whole process. To your point, the funny thing was in one of the computer labs, we have 2 typewriters there, and I was talking with a student, and we were talking about how computers have transitioned, and he pointed at it and said,
What's that?
He said, what kind of computer is that?
That's right.
That's not a computer.
We need to keep those typewriters so we can let them know what they can appreciate.
Yes,
Well, thanks for spending a little time with us. Really glad that you're here.
Thank you.
And excited about the things. Got to go hear you last night talk about the things you're excited about and what's ahead this year. And so really appreciate you and your family, and look forward to partnering together to educate 2 of my kids right now and another one later.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, we're kind of part 2 of our halftime show tonight. Nice to have Ben Burgess with us. Now we're here with Anna Bowers. Coach Bowers is joining us. This is her first year at ECS, and Anna, probably the first time a lot of people they probably have seen your face, some Twitter feeds that have gone out, maybe some emails, but maybe the first time they've got to hear from you. So tell us a little bit about where you're from, and we'll kind of continue to work from there, but just kind of Nashville area, of course.
Yeah. So I grew up in Nashville. Born and raised. I've never left, so this is the first time I have moved away from my hometown. So it's been a little scary, but it's been an amazing summer in Memphis.
Yeah.
So I was at Harpeth Hall last year coaching their middle school basketball team and helping coach track.
Okay.
And, I was an assistant strength and conditioning instructor for their director there, and that was really, really awesome. I felt like it set me up really well for directing strength and conditioning for girls here.
Yeah, right.
And so, so that has
So graduated Innsworth High School.
Innsworth High School.
And then to college where?
At Lipscomb University.
And there you ran track and played basketball?
I did.
Wow.
I did. So I went specifically for basketball.
Okay.
And that was they were the ones that gave me the scholarship.
Yeah,
so then I joined the track team my junior and senior years, and that was really great.
So quite a busy college. I mean,
Definitely.
those things are, I mean, I guess a winter sport into the spring, so
sure.
pretty much year-round activity for you
sure.
then.
Yeah. Took some convincing of my basketball coaches to let
Yeah.
me.
What got you started in sports? What kind of led to that, and kind of actually that's your life now?
Absolutely, absolutely. So I grew up around football.
Okay.
Actually, my dad was the head football coach at Innsworth High School
Okay.
and the head basketball coach and athletic director there. And Coach Rodriguez worked with him for a long time
Gotcha.
and played for him
Okay,
in the NBA.
okay.
And so
Oh, wow.
I have been.
So your dad was previously at NBA
He
before
was at
going to
NBA.
Innsworth. Huh.
Yes.
Okay, I got the
Yep.
connection now.
So that's definitely
Yeah.
how I got to ECS.
Okay.
Was through Jonas.
So here at ECS, tell us a little bit. We know you're going to coach high school varsity girls basketball, and then you mentioned the core training classes that you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, to me, back in the day, it's just, you know, it's PE, right?
Right,
You
that's
know,
right,
or
that's
maybe
right.
you had a last period of the day.
For sure.
What is it that you've done in the past that you've brought here,
Definitely.
especially for the girls? I know guys kind of have that mixed in with
Definitely.
football. So what do
Absolutely.
you envision, or what have your plan?
Yeah. So I've been so blessed to have been at a school like Innsworth where they put fitness and what we call core training into the curriculum during the school day
Okay.
for everybody. So it was a requirement, and that transformed my understanding of what it means to be healthy.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't just about working out or what the way you look, but it's really the way you feel.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
what
absolutely.
you put into your body.
It's-
And
yeah.
yeah,
It doesn't change, does it?
It doesn't. It doesn't.
The older you
So
get.
that's just really, that was sort of the catalyst going into college. And then I was ahead of the game when I got to college.
Yeah.
As an athlete, I knew, how to lift weights. I knew how to take care of myself. It was just such a platform. And so I am excited to bring that here. And
Yeah.
I just, and having the spiritual aspect, I think, just ties it all. It just makes
Yeah.
it that much better because our bodies truly are a temple. And
Yeah.
so teaching from a biblical worldview, why does this matter? And it matters a great deal. We can have our, the mental and the spiritual aspects, but we are called, the physical is, it's a component, and they're all together.
Yeah,
so.
I know probably the answer to this already because I've lived it. My daughter Mia is a freshman this year, and so she has taken this core class with Coach Bowers. And 2 days, I've told you impacted her. I mean, I'm hearing Coach Bowers at my house. You don't think about that as a coach, but
That's right.
kids come home and say that, and
Amazing.
so
Yeah, that's
she was
amazing.
just praising you and praising you, and we really wanted to meet you. And glad we have.
Thank you.
Overall, I know that's been the welcoming from everyone, but as far as the girls, what you see with is, some may not have been around athletics as much.
Sure.
Mine has a little bit,
Yeah.
not a lot, but more so than
Absolutely.
some. What do you see as far as them understanding it, accepting it, and
Definitely.
actually excited about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is totally, I think it's a common misconception that only athletes work out and only, it's only for the
Okay.
athletes. But no, we want this for the whole student body, all the girls. I
Yeah.
mean, this is beneficial. When you go to college, okay, you can go into a gym and you can use how to write your own workout.
Yeah.
I mean, how empowering as a female, to step into a place like that. Just having that knowledge and yeah, I think making it fun is part of that. Sort of deconstructing, girls are always worried about, am I going to get big and look like a guy?
Yeah.
And it's just like,
I want to
okay,
be
no.
not too cut. Yeah, I hear it.
That's right. So absolutely, I'm actually that's my vision is to have this inclusive
Oh,
for
yeah,
all,
that's great.
all girls.
It's so important for girls in high school, middle school. It just their self-image,
That's right.
and so I thank you for being a role model for them.
Definitely.
I can't thank you enough. So
Definitely.
let's talk basketball.
Okay.
I
let's
mean,
talk
you're about to
basketball.
hit it hard and heavy. You guys have already started,
We have, yes.
but I mean, give it a month or two. We're going to be playing some games, probably in a month.
That's right. That's right.
So
yes.
what do you? Not a lot of numbers, not a lot last year. A lot of younger girls last year had to step up as freshmen, even some eighth graders coming up playing. So you've got a lot of youth, but
I do.
probably a lot of energy, and
That's good.
You know,
It's
so
good
yeah,
energy.
that's right. Tell us a little
Absolutely.
bit about that.
So I'm super excited. Super excited. This summer has been probably very different for a lot of these girls. I know it's been different, but they have been consistent, and it's going to be a tough building year.
Right.
We've got a lot to learn.
Yeah.
And I would have it no other way. I mean, really, it's
when
just,
is your first game?
Our first game is November 12th.
Okay,
I believe.
all right.
Yeah, and so we're excited about that. We've got a lot of preparation.
Yeah.
But we're gonna play some really great teams. We're gonna go down to Hoover, Alabama, and play in a Christmas tournament, and that'll
Fun.
be
Very fun.
We'll play some really
Good team.
tough competition.
Yeah, that's right.
But that's
how you get better.
That's how you get better.
That's right. Got to learn to get better, and
that's right.
Get outside your
That's
zone
right.
here in Memphis and things.
Absolutely. And I really, yeah.
No, go ahead.
I just want to get people excited, girls excited about basketball again. You know, I think that's.
I think they are. Just your excitement's going to get them excited. Who's going to be helping you this year?
So Crockett Rodriguez
all right,
is going to be helping me,
sure.
and I just got a new one, Tanya Box, who her son plays for
Trace Box.
Yep,
high school.
Boys. That's right. So I'm very excited, and ideally one more, but as of now, those two.
Well, games. Obviously, we do football here. We would love to get into live streaming some basketball games. I'm not sure how that'll look. If it's a lot of games are on Friday nights, which in the wintertime, you know, it's dark at 5, and so there's not a lot to do besides go to a game. So we went to quite a few games last year, so we're excited to come out and watch you guys play and see what you put on the floor. And win or lose, we're just excited for you to be here mainly. So
thank you so much.
Thanks for coming. Enjoyed it.
So appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Enjoy the second half.
All right.
first half. So obviously you're pleased with that, to be up on this HILLCREST, a really athletic team. What are the keys for the second half, and what is your plan now that you're up so much? What's your plan for the second half?
Well, we were not very happy with how we finished that half. We had 2 drives where we didn't execute as well as we could have. Fortunately, we are up 35, so we probably could have a chance to get some younger guys in the game, which would be exciting and a great reward for them. Those guys have worked just as hard as the guys who have played and have earned this right to play. So we hope to get all the guys in today.
Great. Good luck second half.
Thanks for Coach Rod joining us. HILLCREST kicked the ball off. Returned by Carson Gagnon up to the 30-yard line. Well, like Coach Rod said, not very pretty the way we finished the half. You can't complain much being up so much.
Yeah, a couple, well, we'll watch this play. I'll give you some stats.
Williams and Gagnon split up to the top of the screen. Williams number 4, Gagnon 9. Bowden at fullback. McMeans your tailback. Hatcher under center. Welch under center. Nice run by McMeans. Nice cut. Boy, he's running well tonight.
But great quickness. I mean, Means, man, he looked fast right there.
20-yard
really
pickup.
Hit that hole head on. Love to see a runner get upfield quickly. Created some separation.
McMeans had 5 carries for 42 yards in the first half. He'll tack on 20 more right there. I think Coach Bowers emailed those stats to you, Britton, so if you have those, we can pull those up as well.
We'll take a look at those.
Same formation. Welch at quarterback, Bowden fullback, McMeans probably the same play, power right. No, quick pass to Gagnon in the flats. Nice move around the outside. Great block by Williams. He'll gain 11 yards on the play. Nice quick pass by Welch, getting him almost like a run, but throwing it straight out to the side. Preston Daniel and McMeans take a break along with Dawson Williams.
So official stats from the first half. Clayton, thanks to Anna Bowers for taking these and sending them in. Eagles picked up 21 points in the first quarter, another 14 in the second. We'll break that down here in a minute.
Greenwood, your tailback. Nice block, Allen Bowden. Wow. Greenwood right up the middle, picks up 5 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down and 5. Austin Hill coming in. Josh Kroll will take a break.
The Eagles had 188 total yards in the first half to HILLCREST. They held HILLCREST to 63 yards. So 20 plays, 188 yards, almost just shy of 10 yards a carry at well, almost 9.5, 9.4 yards per carry, or per play, I'm sorry.
Zachary Brooks and Gagnon at the bottom of your screen. Nice quick handoff to Greenwood around the left side. Nice running room. Stays in bounds to the 15-yard line. Great pickup by Greenwood off the left side.
Once again, really impressed with his speed.
Great blocking by Josh Hartsuff and Dietrich Pennington on the left side. Josiah Tinsley, nice block as well.
26 yards on that attempt.
Welch getting the signal from the sideline. Number 3, Brooks, will remain in the game at receiver. Williams will join him at the top of the screen. Eagles come out in the heavy package once again. Bowden, your fullback, McMeans tailback. Quick pass again to Williams. This time he's going to find end zone, looks like. We're going to get a holding.
Hold or yeah.
Great play call.
Well, John Osier's rough stats were Jalen Greenwood with 4 carries for 72 yards. It was actually 3 for 75. Could have been 4, but for 75 yards, 25, about 20, 25-yard average.
Thanks, John. Those unofficials were
really good.
Almost official, right? Thank you. Yeah, that's going to be 1st down and 15. 7:44 to go in the third period. Bowden and McMeans in the backfield. Williams and Gagnon in the bottom of your screen. We'll go 2 tight end. Welch under center. Quick pass again to Williams. Same play, opposite side. Nice block this time by Gagnon. Nice move by Dawson down to the 2-yard line. Couple flags on the play down at near the goal line. Not sure if that was a extra penalty, a personal foul. Illegal block in the back, they're calling it. That'll back it up. 15-yard penalty, that'll back it up to the 19.5-yard line. First down and 13. 6:40 to go in the third quarter. Your Eagles, go ahead.
Defensively, we've talked about this. I know we're on offense, but defensively, I'm looking over these stats that we just got from the first half, and once again, a great story. 8 players with at least 2 tackles in the first half.
Wow.
Just a really broad depth of talent on the defense.
Williams, top of the screen, has got man coverage. Quick pass to Gagnon once again. Nice move. To the outside, down to the 3-yard line.
A little shake and bake. A little shake and bake on that. Made the first 2 guys miss.
Looks like we're coming out every time, and that outside receiver, they're going man-to-man, which we're running him off, which leaves the inside guy open. So it's as good as the block. So great play call. Great seeing that by Coach Rod. Second down and 2, they'll call it. Williams and Gagnon going to take a break after that play. We're going to go 2 tight end, Austin Hill. This left side, 2 running backs. Hand off to Greenwood right up the middle. Touchdown, Eagles. Not quite. We thought they might get the call. Just short. I mean, down to the 1-foot line.
For a first down, it's going to be first down on the 1-foot line.
Five minutes to go in the third quarter. Eagles knocking on the door on the 1-foot line. See if we get a quarterback sneak. Welch in for the 6 points. Touchdown, Eagles. 4:58 to go. That's going to push it 41-0. Karn will come in to attempt the extra point.
Looks like time of possession in the first half, Eagles had about twice the time of possession that Hillcrest did. That was the key last week as well.
Yeah, it was.
So that's another Stiles Law Firm touchdown. So thanks to James Stiles for his sponsorship. Again, the extra point is up and good. James Stiles wants to be your life cycle, your lifetime attorney, meaning from the very first purchase you make in your home for the entire cycle of your life, all the way until estate planning is necessary, to be there with you, to be your partner. So appreciate James Stiles.
All right, Britton, we're going to have to do our work here. A lot of new guys in on this kickoff coverage. I see number 16, Will Arthur.
Will Arthur transfer this year.
Number 44, Charlie Crosby.
Chattanooga.
Number 41, Logan Arnwine. That last drive, we had 5 runs for 54 yards, 2 passes for 2.4. Is that right, John? 24 yards, 2 passes for 24 yards. Nice kick by Karn. That'll be non-returnable.
We'll take a second to thank some more sponsors. We talked about Strategic Financial new this week. Hamp Holcomb, Bill Edwards, Chandler Gagnon, Carson's older brother, Barrett Jones. All of them ECS graduates. Hamp being an ECS parent, not a graduate. Appreciate their support. Financial planning can be a partner with you in that way and let them help you plan for your future to make it productive and successful on the financial side. Also, thanks to Scott House and Bank 3. You're looking for a partner in a bank? Reach out to Scott House at Bank 3.
1st and 10 for Hillcrest on the 20-yard line. A lot of new guys in tonight, just getting in.
Good, tough run by Hillcrest.
Will Arthur, number 16, on the tackle.
Will,
along with Ben Lucas, number 40.
Will's going to come out and get his helmet back on, get strapped back up. I imagine we'll see him back in there.
We've got Jake Vargo, number 12 here in at cornerback. Nice to have Coot, number 71, in at defensive tackle. He's been out for a few games. Nice to have him in the lineup tonight as well. Noah Newhouse, number 34, also in at outside linebacker. Handoff the left side. Boy, nice running room, nice cutback. He may take this all the way, Britt. Just couldn't quite keep his balance.
The turf monster got him. Just lost his balance. He had a lot of guys coming after him. So Will Arthur's back in the game. Helmet's fixed. Equipment's
Number 22, Caden Hill, will come out of the game. That's Austin's younger brother, a freshman as well. Almost the entire lineup is freshmen and sophomores right now on the defensive side for us. Handoff once again, same play by Hillcrest off the left side.
Well, if it worked once, why wouldn't it work again? But not so easy.
On the tackle, Will Arthur, and also number 48, Jonathan Sanders on the tackle. Nice job, Sanders. Sanders had a broken collarbone last year, so nice to have him back out this year and participating and getting in on the stop. Agapos and Ben Lucas, your middle linebackers. 2nd down and 6. Split backfield. Same play off the left side. Logan Arnwine wraps him up, number 41.
Good enough for a 1st down.
Will Arthur once again helping out. Also number 7, Ladarius Allen. John Webster entering the game. Want to give Coot a break. All right, we'll see if they run the same play. Split backfield once again. Same play. They're going to call it a touchdown. Thought he may have gone out of bounds. A couple guys came up a little short there, missed the tackle. A lot of quickness on that backfield. You can see it now.
Well, here's a new update. North Point has tied Independence, Mississippi 6-6. One of the teams that we'll see later this year. So that was with a 42-yard field goal. So 2 field goals by North Point.
North Point got beat pretty handily last week by Fate Academy, Britton, who we saw the first week here in our scrimmage. Hillcrest going to go for 2. Quarterback around the right side will come in for the 2-point conversion. Hillcrest is on the board tonight. 8 points here at 41 seconds to go in the 3rd period of play. They get on the scoreboard. The score now 42-8. Almost to wrap this up to get into this 4th quarter.
A 59-yard run by Raleigh Egypt puts them on top of the Harding Lions. Another team we'll face this year, 28-6. Harding down right now, 28-6 versus Raleigh Egypt. Looks like Houston is trailing Germantown 28-14. I don't know if that's a big game or not.
Germantown's going to have a good team this year. Several guys I read some kind of top performers in the state, so pretty good quarterback I know. So Hillcrest will kick off. We pretty much have our main guys out there. You know, you don't have 2 or 3 kickoff return teams. You know, it's just easier to have one group out there and let them go with it.
Well, it's easier to substitute guys in on the kickoff team than the kickoff return team.
Gagnon and Greenwood will be deep. Ethan Saunders will be the up back. Kind of an onside. That'll travel out of bounds. And
oh, it stayed in.
Stayed in. Looks like we'll pick it up at the 32-yard line. Must have caught it right before it got out of bounds.
Was it an unusual hop at the very end, which spun it back onto the field.
Jacob Hatcher in at quarterback.
Briarcrest 34-0 over Good Pasture right now.
Got a whole new group of Eagles in. Tucker White's going to be your tailback. Andrew Agapos, number 35, is going to be your fullback. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Hand off to White. Nice move. White's going to just get back to the line of scrimmage, but he dodged a couple tackles there right at the beginning. Carter Gibson, number 21, entering the game.
39, Zach Baker.
As is Zach Baker. Baker, a freshman. Gibson, a junior.
Is this Gibson's first year to play football?
First year to play varsity, I believe. Big kid.
The Chargers lead Covington Chargers lead FACS 27-0.
John Webster and Blake Barnett will be anchoring that left side of the line. Coot and Carlton Webster guard and tackle on the right side. That's the end of the third period of play. Your Eagles up 42-8 as we enter the fourth quarter.
Clayton, I think we'll take a cue from our loudspeaker announcer, and announce our cheerleaders again for the second time this game.
That's a great idea.
Not that you're biased as a cheer parent, a cheer dad. You're a cheer dad. When do you get a T-shirt? Cheer dad.
I do.
I'm a cheer dad.
I'll take a muscle shirt.
A muscle shirt, cheer dad.
For the gym.
I'm speechless. Write it down. Doesn't happen very often. Just ask my former teachers. Tierra Allen, Kerrigan Childress, Claire Colley, Savannah Coombs, Lane Dawson, Mia Floriani, Gabby Genero, Holly Huffman, Taylor Huffman, Ashlyn Kimler, Celie Ozier, Elizabeth Perkins, Mary Virginia Rowland, Reagan Shackelford, Lauren Stevens, and we'll take a break.
Nice to see Marshall Dye in at right guard. Nice move. Tucker White gets tripped up right at the line of scrimmage.
So Lauren Stevens, cheerleaders, Evelyn Vanderswag, Addison Whitehorn, and the coaches or sponsors, Melissa Amons, Lisa Bowden, and Ashley Colley. Thanks, teacher sponsors, for helping those cheerleaders.
Brady Holloway, number 43, enters the game along with, I think that was actually Jake Vargo. He comes right back out. Third down and 8. Handoff to White once again. Sees a little running room. Nice vision. First down, Eagles. looks like we'll get the spot. Nice running, hard running inside the tackles. That isolation play by Tucker White, freshman. Nice speed and vision, Britton.
Well, I like that. That looks good for the future of the Eagle backfield.
Well, he wasn't timid when he got the handoff. All right, we're going to bring in a new quarterback, Bennett Brady, number 14. We enter the game. Big number 43, Brady Holloway, tight end on the right side. Double tight. Handoff once again. Andrew Agapos will pick up 5 yards right up the middle. A little counter play. Second down and a long 4.
Jake Vargo was in at receiver on that play. Brady Holloway comes out. Jacob Hatcher back in at quarterback. Jacob Hatcher's 6'2", 200 pounds, and he looks it from here.
Agapos tailback. Ben Lucas, number 40.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Oh, no. That's going to be 6.
Boy,
wow.
Man, right at the line of scrimmage. Not much to do with that.
Ball popped out right into the defender's hands.
I'm not sure if that was the nose guard or the defensive tackle that got through, but wow.
Kennelly Bowen from Hillcrest. Nobody was going to catch him.
Great play by Hillcrest.
Great penetration. Looked like that snap was a little slow. The handoff, the snap just didn't happen as quick as you would think, and ball pops right out, right into the defender's hands.
You know, you're winning the game big. You bring in some young guys, and you know coaches know this stuff is not going to be real clean out there, but that's why you get out here and you do it, because no better environment to learn in than a game situation.
Well, this is great experience for these young guys, like you said.
Take nothing away from Hillcrest. They've got some speed. They've got some big guys as well.
Well, they're fighting. I love the fight. Playing with a lot of heart. Boy, good defensive
nice
stop.
Plays. Griffin Garrison.
Griffin
Garrison, wow. Well, great form tackle by Garrison. I mean, he came up and laid the wood. That will prevent the 2-point conversion. That'll keep them at 14.
Carlton Webster's a big young man. I think he was in on that play.
A lot of young guys. Carlton Webster, like you mentioned, a sophomore. Griffin Garrison, that nice tackle, a freshman. Tucker White, your tailback, a freshman. Andrew Agapos, a sophomore.
Jacob Hatcher, sophomore. Did
That's
you
right.
say that?
I didn't, but that's put him in there with the list.
Well, thanks again. Since we don't roll through commercials, we just have to voice over our commercials. So we'll say thanks again to Pediatric Dental Group, Clayton Floriani. Clayton, none of this would happen without you. We would have the live stream. Spencer would have the live stream. We just would have just a field and football.
Well, we're glad to be a part of it. We're glad that ECS allows us to be a part of it. Chandler Gagnon picks it up, brings it out to the 35-yard line. We'll kind of scroll through a few more sponsors real quick. Of course, we got Stiles Law Firm all night long.
On all the touchdowns. Thanks to Stiles Law Firm. Let them partner with you to be your life cycle attorney.
Compliance Associates, Tim Wilson, Darren Wilkes, call those guys up.
Just remember, if you first person to call Darren Wilkes this week gets $100 off if you mention the live stream. Support our sponsors.
Thanks to Bank 3. Also, Scott House, of course. Thanks to Strategic Financial Partners. And thank you to Ortho Memphis for coming on board. We look forward to new sponsors next week. Hopefully some new ones will come up. Thanks for Spencer for working that board for us. Peter Nern checks in at quarterback number 35. Andrew Agapos handoff the left side. Just not a lot of room to run.
Well, it was a good job. Hillcrest, Ladarius Bland was in the backfield pretty quick.
Tucker White checks back into the ball game. That right side's answered by Adam Wichtem and also Coot. Nice to see Adam in there, number 59. Carlton Webster, your center. Will Arthur in at receiver, number 16, split out to the bottom of your screen. 88, Griffin Garrison, tight end on the left side.
Will Arthur says 6'1", 155. I'm surprised if he's not taller than that. But
yeah, he's
knowing his dad, he's got a potential to be a lot taller than that.
Well, that's like Carson Gagnon, 5'10". Back in the day, Britt and I used to put, I'm like Chip Gaines on Fixer Upper. I'm just 6 foot. To everybody, he's 6 foot.
Straight up.
How tall are you? 6 foot.
6 foot.
Well,
are you rounding up?
Carson Gagnon is rounding down. Like, I guess that's the thing now is to say you're shorter and you weigh less. So
I'm 6 foot then.
You're 6 foot.
I'm 6 foot.
It's like Chip Gaines says. I feel like I'm looking in a mirror right now, Britt.
Yeah, minus about 100 pounds.
He said that to Tim Tebow, by the way.
Yeah, he probably weighs 100 pounds less than Tim Tebow. You probably only weigh about 50 pounds less than me.
Man.
No, actually, that's not true. You weigh more than 50 pounds less than me. We don't need to get into that.
No, that's right. We're moving on. We need to take Coach Bauer's core training class. That would help us. 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Your Eagles up 42-14. See if we can keep up with these freshmen and sophomore in the game. I see 88 Griffin Garrison back in the game after that nice tackle on the goal line for that 2-point conversion.
Was that a timeout? Was that a Sean Wilkins State Farm timeout?
I believe it was. We did.
That was a Sean Wilkins State. Sorry, Dad. Sean Wilkins State Farm timeout.
Give Sean a call.
388-4944.
Been doing it for a long time.
I think 40 years.
Rollout pass by Nern, wide open. Will Arthur with a nice grab.
Boy, I like how Will went up. His helmet came off again. We need to
pump that up, don't we?
We need to get some straps on that helmet.
We need dabs to give him some air.
Twice it came off.
Coach,
well, I tell you what, I like how Will Arthur went up for the ball, very fundamentally sound, reaching two-handed on it, pulled it right in, tucked it. I mean, it's picture perfect. It's the way you coach a receiver to take the ball in. So, well, he's got a lot of reach.
He does. Great play. Peter Nern, after watching him preseason throw the ball, what I have seen about Peter that I like a lot is that he's usually on time with the football. Maybe not the strongest arm, maybe not the laser, but he's always on time, which if you're on time, it doesn't matter. Watch again right here, same play.
Oh, that's going to be pass interference.
That was. Griffin Garrison was the intended target.
Well, to your point, Clayton, Peter's rolling out there left, throwing back across his body. That's a tough pass to make. You tell us about that pass.
That is a
former All-State quarterback.
Come on.
Go ahead, All-State.
I don't know about that. But I was number 13 like Peter Nern, and that's a tough play because he got caught up a little bit by the rush, so he had to get his feet under him and then turn his shoulders and, probably would have liked to have been – he was on time, probably would have liked to put a little more on that ball. Garrison didn't come open until late, but give it to Hillcrest. They had a nice play.
Well, he was a little early, but yeah, you're right. They did flush him. Good job at the line.
Well, that was a long penalty, possibly even like a targeting penalty, maybe. Yeah, personal foul. That's what they called it, not just interference. Will Arthur and Zach Baker split to the bottom of your screen. Number 39, Baker. Agapos in the backfield. No, not Agapos. Tucker White. Nice speed around the right end.
Wow, look at Tucker.
Tucker White on the carry. Tucker didn't play football last year, so nice to have him out. He's
quick.
Gotten big. He's quick. Gained some muscle. Gained some speed. Good-looking running back.
This is your football team 2 years from now.
Tucker's dad, Jason White, great athlete, standout baseball player here at ECS. I think quarterback as well, maybe.
I think Jason used to do the live stream. I think Jason's one of the early live stream guys from a few years ago.
John's about a 10-yard gain.
3 seconds on the play clock. We're not going to get it off in time. It's going to be a delay game, Eagles.
Ben Lucas checked in, number 40 there at the kind of a split back off to the left of Nern.
Ben's a freshman. Fullback linebacker. I like seeing some of these younger guys get into the game.
Ben's a good-looking football player. He looks like a linebacker. Kind of built, big legs.
You talking about my legs?
Back in the day. Nern quarterback's going to get under center.
Will Arthur split.
Lucas, your lone back. Well, they're bringing everybody on the defensive side of the ball. Lucas is not going to be able to get much around the right side. He may get back to the 25-yard line. That'll be second down and probably 15. So he's going to actually lose a couple. Caden Hill, number 22, checks into the ball game.
Carlton Webster shows up at 6 foot 256. There's no way he's only 6 feet. Maybe everybody else around him is vertically challenged. He's a sophomore. A great-looking athlete. Maybe he is.
So we got Zach Baker, Caden Hill, the bottom of your screen. Agapos, the lone back. Quick pass. Zach Baker couldn't quite come up with it. Almost double coverage on the side. Just couldn't quite get around the defender to get his hands on it.
Blake Barnett in at offensive line.
Barnett's another good-looking sophomore.
The intended receiver, Zach Baker, a freshman.
5:03 to go in the fourth quarter. Your Eagles up 42-14. Third down and 16 to go. Nern, your quarterback. Arthur split to the bottom of your screen. Ladarius Allen, number 7, up to the top. Agapos, your tailback. 2 tight end. Boot by Nern. Wide open. Griffin Garrison on the left side. He'll pick up probably about 8 yards, get back just a little beyond the original line of scrimmage.
Well, I like that play call a lot. Rolling out to the opposite side, throwing across his body. Not something you see as often. Catch the defense off guard. Get the ball outside. Give us a little room to work with it. It didn't work, but I like the idea.
Yeah. Same play they ran a minute ago, that the personal foul on Garrison, so nice to see him make the catch. Chandler Karn going to come in and attempt a 35-yard field goal off the left hash. Same spot he had last week. Let's see if he can connect tonight. Right down the middle. Karn, 36 yards they'll call it. That'll push it to 45 points for your Eagles. 4 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Your Eagles up 42-14. Coach Rod out on the field congratulating all these young guys getting some playing time.
Well, you and I both have been at practice, and watching his coaching staff, in particular, work with these younger guys, really done a nice job. He's very encouraging. I mentioned last week spending a little time with Trey Adams out on the field as a linebacker, watching him coach the linebackers, and just really great fundamentals. I love the way Trey coached. Quick, high expectations, just encouraging, correcting, all of it meshed in together, and just did a great job.
Give Cindy Garrison an email.
C.
That's
Garrison
her son right there. Just Griffin making that tight end catch. C. Garrison at ECSEagles.com, and join us as a sponsor of this live stream. Also, if you're on YouTube, just push the subscribe button, and that'll give you notifications of our next game we'll have up on the screen. Hillcrest
Oh, he's out of bounds, so they're going to call it out.
Boy, he got lucky, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he did because I don't know if the ball was out of bounds. He was out of bounds.
Didn't quite know where he was when he caught the ball, but luckily
they're going to wave this flag off unless they're feeling charitable, which I wouldn't blame them.
He's going to give Coach Rod an explanation now what happened on the sideline.
He caught the ball in bounds and stepped out. That's what Coach Rod's saying right now. Sure looked like he caught the ball. He's talking to the official. I don't think it matters.
Well, they're bringing the chains back up. Looks like they're going to bring it out to the 20, regardless of what we say. Still 4:06 to go in this final period of play.
Germantown still leads Houston 42-21. We got a Sean Wilkins State Farm timeout.
Discount double check. Thank you, Sean.
Discount double check. 388-4944. Former ECS parent and board member for, 100 years. I don't know, a long time. Sean's been a State Farm agent. I call him Pop. He's been a State Farm agent for 40 years. Just does a great job. Support our sponsors. Call and check and see what the discounts can look like. I've got a multi-car discount, multi-line discount, multi-family discount, all kinds of discounts.
Britton, next week, August the 31st, we're going to be just down the road in Cordova against FACS. Last year, you might remember, we were lucky to come out of that game with a win. Just the final minute of the game, I think we returned was an interception maybe. I'm not sure what happened, but we scored. Then they got the ball and ran and actually threw it on us all the way to the very end of the game, and we won in the final minutes. He dropped it maybe in the end zone. Hillcrest, nice pass right over the middle, just could not quite bring it in. Ladarius Allen, number 7, on the coverage. So we'll be on the air next week at 6:30.
The MUS Owls 44-0 over, actually I'm not sure who they played tonight, but Kingsbury, 44-0.
So next week we'll start our conference play. And I'm not sure if we'll be in the press box or the stands or the grass, but
we
be there.
We will deliver.
We'll be there. Hopefully our connection will be good. We may be using a Wi-Fi to help us broadcast. Like a delay a game by Hillcrest. That'll back them up 5 yards, bring up 2nd down and 15.
Trying to check the latest scores. I'm not seeing anything on FACS. Nothing recent.
Zach Baker on your right here, number 39. Noah Newhouse, number 34. Griffin Garrison brings him down. Nice play by Garrison. His 2nd tackle on the night. Well, 2nd solo tackle on the night. Tell you, Britton, I'm impressed with these young guys. They have a nose for the football. You can tell they may be freshmen, sophomores, but they definitely have a nose for the ball. Number 61, Coot comes out of the game. We've still got Adam Wickham still in the game. Number 21, Carter Gibson still in. Ben Lucas pops in as well. He'll relieve number 44, Charlie Crosby. Little jet sweep to the right. Nice tackle of Darius Allen, and also by number 25, Jacob Welch in the game. Nice to have Jacob in the background. That's Joseph's younger brother.
Well, that was a good tackle by Ladarius Allen because there was plenty of room out there.
Caden Hill and Jacob Welch are your safeties, twin safeties tonight. 48, Jonathan Sanders, middle linebacker. Excuse me, outside linebacker. High snap, quarterback recovers.
Just short of the first down.
Once
Be a
again,
turnover on downs.
Once again, Griffin Garrison on the tackle.
Good defensive stand with 2 minutes left.
It's about 4 or 5 tackles for Garrison on the night. .2:14 to go in the fourth quarter. Your Eagles up 45-14. 1st and 10, ball on the HILLCREST 45-yard line, 44-yard line.
Thanks again to Compliance Associates Tim Wilson and Scott House at Bank 3 and Ortho Memphis for your support.
Not going to quite get the play off. The delay of game. I don't believe we got a timeout. So we'll back it up 5 yards to the 50-yard line for 49, we'll call it. 1st and 15. Will Arthur brings the play in, number 16. Blake Barnett, left tackle. Big, nice-looking sophomore. Quick pass by Nern.
Oh, wow.
Boy.
Nice adjustment by Will.
Great play.
Arthur.
Great pass. Just couldn't quite, just turned him around just a little bit.
Looking over the inside shoulder, had to adjust on the ball, which is a little bit to the outside. And, boy, that's a tough catch to look over that opposite shoulder going towards the sideline.
Well, that was a great pass. That's kind of where you want the ball, is on the outside.
Yep.
And great placement, just couldn't quite bring it in. William Webster split out to the bottom of your screen. Bennett Brady in at quarterback's going to hand off to Tucker White, number 29. He'll pick up around maybe 10 yards on the play.
Tucker's got great speed.
He does. Had a great track season this year.
I don't know that we'll see many more pass plays. I think we'll probably run our offense in pretty slow. That delay of game may have been by design with Coach Rodriguez. I doubt he's in a rush to get these plays in, up 45-14 with a minute left.
Britton, when we were talking about Scott House a minute ago for Bank 3, it reminded me of him coaching middle school soccer. Great win last night against Briarcrest.
Yep.
Got a great little team.
2-1, I believe.
So keep your
over
eyes on them this year.
Scott has been they were offsides, but we won't worry about that. Their guy was in the backfield before the snap. I'm not sure how they didn't see that. I don't think anybody wants to stop this game right now. Scott House has done a great job coaching. Very dedicated, committed.
50 seconds to go before the game is over.
Doesn't have a child on the team and just continues to invest in the lives of those young ladies. Serves faithfully on the board as well.
$20 seconds to go as we count it down. 45-14, your Eagles are up. We'll probably get this last play, if this. Game clock is almost even with the play clock. Eight seconds to go. We had offsides against HILLCREST, so we'll let this play out just a little bit longer.
I'm going to take this chance to thank our sponsors as we finish up here. Thank you, Pediatric Dental Group, Sean Wilkins State Farm. The Stiles Law Firm got a lot of attention tonight as our touchdown sponsor. Benny James, remember, for $100 off, the first person to call for appliance, HVAC or plumbing repair this week gets $100 off, the first person. Scott House with Bank 3, Ortho Memphis, David Dabbs and Jen Dorman, our trainers here. Appreciate Ortho Memphis, their support. Strategic Financial Group, Hamp Holcomb, Bill Edwards, Chandler Gagnon, and Barrett Jones. New sponsors for us this week for financial planning. Reach out to those guys. And then also another new one this week. We appreciate your support as well. Tim Wilson, Compliance Associates, helping commercial with commercial buildings and EPA compliance as it relates to commercial buildings, gas stations, et cetera. So appreciate your support, Tim. So, Clayton, great game.
Yeah, 2-0.
Coach mentioned early that he wanted to try to get a lot of players in this week. So that worked out.
That's right.
You got to see what he can work with if he has any injuries. So I think that was good from that perspective. Executed pretty well. Didn't show a lot of things to our potential teams scouting the games that are coming up. So again, log on ECS Eagles football. You're going to go down.
It's no S on Eagles. ECS Eagle Sports. Click subscribe. You'll get notifications of our next game as we create that event. We'll be at FACS next week at 6:30 for pregame show, brought to you by State Farm.
Great. You're going to go get some interviews
Yep.
with Coach Rodriguez.
We are. We enjoyed
we'll
it.
See you next week.
Britton, thanks again. Thanks for you all out there, and thank you for your sponsors, and we'll see you next week.